Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, and we're shooting this video at the beautiful Riverwood Drive Reserve. This is the sunny Gold Coast, and as the name suggests, today is a very sunny day. And actually you can probably hear birds just singing along everywhere. This is the beauty of Mother Nature. But anyway, I just want to bring an update of my week 4's fat loss progress to you guys. So without further ado, let me just put a table there for you guys to reference in relation to what I've done in the last week. And as you guys probably can guess from the thumbnail, this week's fat loss progress is rather embarrassing for me to talk about. But there may be some silver lining in what happened in this week. So anyway, let me start from the result from last Saturday, which was 25th October. So last Saturday, my morning weigh-in result was 86 kilos. That's a reference point for me to use to measure against this Saturday's morning weigh-in result. So let's fast forward to last Sunday. So I woke up and I did my morning weigh-in, and this time the weight was 86.6 kilos, which was a 0.6 kilo weight increase. And that, I have to be honest, it was totally unexpected for me, because last Saturday, I did one of a fasted cardio in the morning, and I didn't do any weight training at night. Plus, I didn't eat a big meal on Saturday night. So there was no particular reason to account for this 0.6 kilo weight increase. Although I told you guys I'm not very concerned about the short-term weight fluctuations, but this kind of 0.6 kilos weight increase was still like very unexpected for me. But actually something else happened on the last Sunday. Was I was actually going to do my video editing on Sunday, but it ended happening that I lost the internet access for the whole day. So in the end, I went to the gym and did another session of weight training, which sort of, as you can see, coming to this Monday, I did my morning weigh-in again, and there was a 0.1 kilo weight increase. This time it was sort of expected, because I did my weight training session last night and ate a big meal after the weight training session. So generally, after my weight training session, there was a high possibility for my weight to go up. But that does mean that now I'm 0.7 kilos behind the fat loss schedule, which, if you have watched my last week's video, I made the prediction that in this week I should be able to lose 1 kilo. Now I'm 0.7 kilos behind the supposed to be fat loss schedule. Now which means that it is high time for me to be not so complacent about the fat loss progress. I did mention this. There's a difference between competency and complacency. So yes, that does mean that I cannot be too complacent about my fat loss result. That's why I did 2 sessions of cardio on Monday. And let's fast forward to a Tuesday. A Tuesday morning, I jumped on the scale again and did my morning weigh-in, and this time there was a 0.6 kilo weight drop. This is sort of expected again, because once again, I did 2 hours of cardio on Monday. So generally, after 2 hours of hard cardio training, it is going to be a weight dip most of the time. So yes, this kind of 0.6 kilo weight drop was sort of expected for me. But something else also happened on Tuesday. Was I trained in the gym at night, and I can tell you guys that I pushed really hard and heavy on my leg training. Let me be more specific about that. I did 4 sets of belt squats for my Tuesday weight training session, and for my heaviest set, I was doing 200 kilos for 12 reps. So that's, in my consideration, quite heavy for me to push this kind of weight at this stage of the game, particularly in fat loss phase. But if there's one body part that I'm most proud of out of all my body parts, it's going to be my legs. Yes, I understand that they generally don't make their appearance in most of my videos, but if you watch some of my training clips, you will know how well developed my legs are. And actually, let me just put a link of another video I have done for you guys previously. In this video, I've explained that once you are advanced enough, it's probably a good idea for you to switch from the hardcore free weight lower body training to more machine-based, less hardcore leg training like what I'm doing now, a belt squat, hack squat, and pendulum squat. Yes, if you train your legs with machines, you are going to look less hardcore, but just in terms of effectiveness, I guarantee you guys, machines are going to beat free weights when you are an advanced hypertrophy trainee, guaranteed. So this is a link for you to reference, and yes, if you want to maximize the size of your tree trunks, maybe it's time for you to think about switching from free weights to machines. So yes, that's what I did on Tuesday night. And also, I just want to put a flag here because I trained my legs really hard on Tuesday night. That could be the reason to account for the weight stagnation that occurred in the next few days, which you guys are going to see as I go along day by day. Now, let's fast forward to Wednesday. Wednesday morning, let me just have a look at my notes. Because I did my weight training Tuesday night, generally I was unable to wake up early on Wednesday morning. That means that I couldn't do my morning weigh-ins on Wednesday. But during the day on Wednesday, I can feel that, particularly my quads, they were really sore during the day, but not to the degree of like completely annihilated, because I was making this the feeling of the comparison of my quads feelings back to the old days before I broke my generic ceiling height. All right, this is another term that you guys should be familiar with if you have watched my previous videos. I coined this term myself, generic ceiling height, because if you watch like most other YouTube fitness channels, you are going to know that most other fitness YouTube channel hosts, the factory mass index generally hover around about this generic ceiling height. Hence the reason why I call this term generic ceiling height. But just want you guys to know that before I broke my generic ceiling height, I was pushing really hard on my leg training. And yes, if back to the old days, when I say the old days, I only meant like 2 years ago, when I was pushing really hard on my leg day training. Generally, in the next few days, my legs were feeling so painful, even to the degree that I want to sit down on a chair. It's going to generate some kind of pain that is not very comfortable. So that's what I call if you completely annihilate your legs during your leg day training. Obviously nowadays I don't do that very often. I rely more on high volume and high frequency leg day training compared to just medium or even low volume and like high heavy weight. So just different approaches and at different stages. But that's what I call the price to pay if you are trying to do like a really heavy squats. And but something else I also want to mention on Wednesday was that generally, if you push your legs really hard the day before, the instinct that is going to direct you in the next few days is that you just want to rest. You don't want to do like any movement or even cardio, but probably what I want to recommend here is that you probably want to do something that is not in accordance with what your gut instinct is telling you. Because so what's the reason to cause this kind of pain and soreness in your legs? It's the accumulation of lactate. And how do you want to get rid of all the lactate accumulated in your quads? You have to pump more blood, so increase the blood circulation into your quads, so the blood can transport all the lactate out of your quads and deliver them to I think it's going to be your liver to be processed. So actually, if your legs are feeling really sore after the leg day training, it's a very good idea to do some movement, including doing some steady state, medium intensity cardio. So that's what I did on Tuesday night. And actually what I can tell you is that after the cardio session, my sore legs that I felt during the day, they were actually not so sore at night. So that's what happened on Wednesday. And let's fast forward to Thursday. Let me have a look at my table. Now, as you can see, on Thursday morning, my weight actually increased again. Well, let's call it a rebound. A rebound from 86.1 kilos to 86.6 kilos, which means now I'm back on Sunday's morning weigh-in result, despite I have done 6 hours of cardio training in this week. At this point, I kind of refused to believe that there was no fat loss, there was no actual fat loss occurred. At this point, I was more inclined to believe that the body must be doing some kind of recompositioning due to my Tuesday's heavy leg training. That's my theory. I got no proof to substantiate my theory, but that's what my instinct was telling me. But maybe there was just no fat loss occurred at all. Could be the case, but I refuse to believe that. That also means that I really cannot be complacent, as I was seriously falling behind last week's 1 kilo fat loss prediction at this point on Thursday, which, as you can see, on this Thursday, I did 2 hours of cardio again. So yeah, that's what's happened on Thursday. And let's move on to Friday. Friday morning, I woke up and yes, I did my morning weigh-in, and this time the result was 86.2 kilos. Still, this may look like some progress, but compared to last Saturday, I was still 0.2 kilos heavier. It's really difficult for me to believe that there's no fat loss happened at all, because to this point, I have done 8 hours of cardio. And if you just do like the calories in, calories out, 8 hours of cardio times like 960 calories per hour, it's going to be 7,700 calories, which is more than 2 pounds of body fat. And my weight still stagnated. I don't believe that. There must be some kind of a body recompositioning happening in my body. That's my theory. Anyway, Friday night, as usual, I did another session of weight training, and I made sure that I ate a big meal after my weight training session. I'm never going to compromise the weight training quality, including the meal quality after the weight training. So naturally, at this point, I can tell you guys that I wasn't going to expect any weight loss that's going to happen on this Saturday. But actually, let me just see. On this Saturday morning, I woke up again and weighed myself on the scale, and sort of surprisingly, my weight was 85.4 kilos. So there was a 0.8 kilos weight drop despite my last night's heavy training and big meal eating. So this was really unexpected for me, but I suppose that's a good case for me to illustrate to you guys. Sometimes you just have to trust the process. So in total, like in this week, I've done 9 hours of cardio, and my weight loss result was not realized like until the very last day, this Saturday morning. So yes, there's probably a lot of truth to this so-called trust the process. And yeah, sometimes you just have to believe that hard time won't last forever, because to me, definitely the super majority of this week can be definitely considered as like a fat loss plateau for me. But I persevered. I endured in the first 6 days, and on the 7th day, something actually happened. So yes, in the end, I still managed to lose about 0.6 kilos, which, okay, this time I was beaten by my last week's fat loss prediction, 1 kilo. But still, to be able to lose 0.6 kilos in a week, it's not so terrible for me to consider at all. And actually, we're shooting this video on Sunday, which is the beginning of my next week's weight loss prediction. And I actually jumped on the scale this morning again, and my weight this morning on Sunday was 85.1 kilos. So yes, once I've busted this plateau, I do believe that next week, in this week, my fat loss is going to be more smooth than what I've experienced on last week. And since we have talked about the training plateaus, I think it's a good time for me to mention that one of the topic series I've done previously, which is called training plateaus. Let me just put a link for you guys there to reference. In this series, I've discussed 5 different training plateaus that you guys are going to encounter during your fitness journey. So each individual plateau has its distinct characters, And for you guys to bust each particular plateau, you need to come up with different strategies. Sometimes it's just a matter of only just being more patient. That's probably what's required actually for every plateau. But sometimes it does require you to break one particular plateau. You have to be more resourceful and probably take just a bold move, so to speak. So be sure to check out this training plateau series. And yes, that's what happened to me in last week. And as you can see, they don't call Queensland Sunshine State for no reason. The sun is really shining above my head and I'm sweating a lot. So yes, let me just quickly wrap up my video and make a prediction for my next week's fat loss result. I'm going to predict that in this week, I'm not going to be bold again to make a prediction that I'm going to lose another kilo, but let's say I predict in this week I'm going to lose 0.7 kilos, which is slightly above what I have lost in last week. So let's put the flag there and see what's going to happen in a week's time. All right, that's all I want to talk about in this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Please give a like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you all guys in a week's time. Thank you very much for your support.